Hi, today we're going to learn about science. Now, what is science? Science is the systematic study of everything around us, right? So, let's say you want to find out more about something, science is how to study it, right? So, science has three major parts. The first part is called biology, the second part is called chemistry, and the third part is called physics. Let's find out more. Right? So these are the three components that make up science. With these components, we can study all that there is in the scientific world. Let's start with biology, right? Biology is the study of nature. It involves the study of living things. And there are many parts to biology, and we're first going to discuss cell theory. So what is cell theory? Well, the cell theory states that all living things in this world are made up of tiny things called cells, right? So for example, a human being such as you or me are made up of millions and millions of cells. Now this is what a cell looks like, right? So, yep, and for example, cells then go ahead and make a lot of different organisms. An organism is any living creature. For example, we have plants, fungi like mushrooms, which you might have eaten before, and animals such as dogs and cats, right? Now, human beings, like you and me, are also animals of different kinds. And we also study the biology, or we also study the human body as part of biology. Now let's talk about chemistry. Now, chemistry is the study of all the substances that make up the universe. So, for example, in chemistry, it is stated that all things in this universe are made up of atoms. Now, what are atoms? So, atoms are tiny things in space which comprise of a central nucleus with electrons going around the outside, as you can see in the photograph, right? All things in this world are made up of atoms, millions and millions and millions of atoms. An atom is very small. We cannot see it with our eye. We can also not see atoms with a microscope. That's how small they are. Now, chemistry classifies all substances into solids, liquids, and gases. Now, solids are things that are hard, like a table or wood or metal. Liquids are things that can flow, for example, water or milk. And finally, gases are things that are in space. For example, oxygen or air is a gas, right? So we also study the periodic table. Now, the periodic table lists out all the elements that exist on Earth. The periodic table also lists out some elements that we have not yet discovered, but we expect to discover in the future. Now lastly, let's talk about physics. Physics is the study of all the physical phenomena in our universe. The first phenomenon that we're going to study is called gravity. Gravity is what causes things to get attracted towards the Earth. For example, if you drop your pen, it falls down to the earth. This is because of gravity. Gravity was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton in the 1600s. Let's also talk about light. Light is the reason we can see things. For example, in the day, there is light because of the sun, but at night there is no light since the sun is not up in the sky. Light is very important to all life since plants produce energy using light. The sun is the source of all light on Earth. Light is a kind of energy in itself. Another interesting form of energy that we can perceive is sound. Sound is what we hear. Sound travels through the air in the form of waves, right? And these waves travel in the form of compressions and rarefactions. Compressions is when the air gets denser and the particles of the air get closer together. Rarefactions are when the particles expand. This is what makes up sound.